party going on. Glad you came to the party. Note that I'm doing this dancing seated. This seated dance party is going to come in handy in our discussion later on in the show. Hello and welcome. It is certified personal trainer Mary Beth Rockwell coming to you from the Next Fitness Thing, an awesome and amazing workout platform. You can join us at thenextfitnessthing.com, by the way. Let's get that out of the way early because we want you to join us. Welcome to the Next Fitness Show, our weekly offering here on YouTube. And we talk about fitness and health and wellness and different aspects thereof and all kinds of levels of chronological enhancement and body types and the whole thing. And thank you for joining us. If you're with us live, feel free to chatter away in the chat and take part in our discussion however you see fit. We'd love your input. And on the show today, this is going to be a good one, team. Not that it's not always great, but we have a really great discussion that's going to happen. And we have a awesome special guest with us. Can we bring Sharon Birn up in here? Hey. All right, there she is. Hello, Sharon Birn. And we need you to, there we go, got you unmuted. Hi.
Hello, Mary Beth. How are you? And thank you for having me today.
Absolutely great. Not your first time on the show, by the way. I think we had you on once before. And
is it real?
Yeah, it's been a little while though.
I remember that. But anyway.
So then we're going to chat about since, maybe it's been a while, maybe I'm hallucinating. We had you on the show, and I think we did. But you have recently become a certified personal trainer, and you happen to be doing it from a wheelchair. And we are so stoked that you've been with us as a longtime teammate. So we're going to talk about your journey, not only your fitness journey, but also how you get to be a personal trainer and what the differences may or may not be when you're doing it from a wheelchair basis. So we're super glad to have you along with us. We're all about inclusive fitness around here. So thank you. Please stand by, Sharon. We're going to chat with you shortly. All right.
Anytime.
Awesome. Okay. And the chat's popping already. Hello. We got Aaron and Donna D and Carol saying hello and happy Friday, or happy Friday, as we say around these parts. We do need to get Alexis in here and want to get Alexis in here as well to say, hey, our executive producer, CEO here at TNFT.
Hey.
Yay. Happy Friday to you. And if you're watching the recording of this, whatever day it is, I hope it's a happy one for you as well. Elsewhere on the show today, we have, of course, Movements for Opportunity. And in light of Sharon being with us and seated fitness, our stretch break and our move of the week will be have seated options today. And pretty much a lot of what we do here at TNFT, we got seated options for you, by the way. So if you think you can't, guess again. We also have a bunch of announcements coming at you, one that I'm very excited about, and I know Sharon is too, for this coming Monday, April 28th. So we'll talk more about that. We'll talk about, we'll have a seasonal food before we wrap things. Oh, and Freebie Friday as well. So if you would like to win our Freebie Friday weekly prize, please comment on any of our videos that we post on this YouTube channel from the end of the show today until next Thursday, and then the following Friday when we go live each Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time with the Next Fitness Show. We will spin our wheel. We will draw a winner from everybody who commented, and we hope it's you. All right. I mentioned already you can find us at thenextfitnessthing.com. There are a lot of free options, by the way, there. If you want to kind of dip your toes in the water and see what we're all about, check the website, because you might take a class and just like, oh, this is a keeper. I need to check in some more of this stuff. And we'd love to have you if that were the case. And if you would like to chat with our community, you do not need to be a TNFT member or what we call a teammate. You do not need to be one yet to be in our Facebook group. That is facebook.com/groups/the Next Fitness Thing. All right. So I think that's all the particulars. Oh, drop your thumbs up now. Please give us a like. The earlier in the show, the better. And throw us comments and share our videos. Watch our videos. We're trying to up our watch minutes and hours and all the things so we can get out there into the YouTube algorithm a little bit more and reach out to more people and get more people healthy. All right. And happy. All right. Let's bring Sharon back in here. Sharon. So
yes,
I'm thrilled to have you with us as always. And one of the reasons that you're here, other than we think you're awesome, is that you journeyed. You are not our first teammate to do this, but you are one of several to this point who joined us at the Next Fitness Thing as a teammate taking our classes. And then you were inspired to become a certified personal trainer yourself. And you do it from a seated basis because you are a wheelchair user. So we'd love to get your feedback on what prompted you to go from exercising with us to learning to teach other people to exercise.
Well, truth be told, my journey to fitness started when I was 16 years old. I was diagnosed as borderline diabetic, and my doctor sat me down and said, "Look, you have cerebral palsy. There's not much you can do about any of that. However, with the diabetes, there's a lot that you can do." And so he had me get on a healthy eating journey and an exercise journey. And at that time, I had my parents' full support, and they got me involved in, they got me equipment that I could use at home from my wheelchair. They helped me transfer. My mom helped me weigh out all my food. And within 10 months, I lost 95 pounds and went from being completely unhealthy to everything, all of my blood work and everything being healthy.
Round of
Then
applause. There you go.
where how this all transpired to TNFT is along my fitness journey. I had always wanted to be in fitness, but being a wheelchair user, I was told you can't do that. And then as time went on, I knew that I could. But then I wasn't sure how to go about it until COVID hit, and I was dying for a way to be physically active because even though I was a wheelchair user all my life, I always gravitated towards physical activity. It was just limited for me. And so when COVID hit, I accidentally found the previous platform, which got me connected with Alexis,
Yay.
which then got me completely. Alexis realigned my brain around my own fitness journey. And I had told Alexis about my desires to be a trainer for people, all people, but especially for people who need to train differently and exercise differently. And Alexis said, "Well, why don't you become a certified trainer?" And I said, "Well, because I've always been told that's not possible." And Alexis said, "BS," except she was more direct about it.
Alexis, feel free to chime in here. We want your input too. So.
I mean, all I have to say about that is since you've always been, in my experience, not anyone who listens to what somebody else tells you is possible. So
That's true, but when you're trying to do it for schooling, like I was trying to, and then trying to get people to support my desire to be a personal trainer before I had the funds to actually support, financially support my dream of doing it, I was kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. So I was helping people prior to becoming officially a certified trainer. I was helping lots of people have a healthier lifestyle and exercise, but I really wanted the certification behind me because when you're sitting in my position, no pun intended, it helps to have certification and education behind you. It gives you an extra level of credibility that's even more necessary when you're doing things from a different angle. And that's the way I like to describe it. And
You
my
absolutely
feeling,
earned your cred. We're super stoked and proud of you
thank
for
you.
making this journey. Yeah.
Thank you. My whole thing about this whole thing is that fitness is for everybody. And I say that on purpose. It's for everybody, but it's for everybody. Our bodies were made to move. They need to move.
Right.
So I really felt compelled from the moment I started my own fitness journey to the day I die. Fitness is just, it's not even just fitness, it's just living healthy.
Yeah.
And I go crazy when I can't exercise. You guys know I injured my elbow. Yes, I overtrained. Okay, I admit it. But anyway,
You
because
learned your lesson, right? Yeah.
I will never do that again.
Right.
But nor will I let my clients or teammates do that again, ever. But that being said, I wasn't able to exercise consistently for probably like 3, 4 months, maybe even longer. And it was killing me. And so when I came back, I spoke to you, I spoke to Alexis, and I said, I need to do this differently, wiser. And
Yeah.
so that's where I am now.
There
And
is a line between training harder and training smarter, and you figured that out on your own, sadly from adverse circumstances, but you've bounced back on the other side. And I find when I'm not able to exercise as much as I normally do, because I have chronic pain and I deal with a lot of things, it's just such a mood suck for me. So
I can relate
yeah,
completely because exercise for me or fitness for me is not just about physical fitness.
right.
It's about the mind body soul connection. And I add the soul in there because when your soul feels fulfilled, everything else is aligned. And when your mind is healthy and your body's healthier, and when your body's healthier, your mind is healthier and you feel better. So for me, it's about respecting and honoring the full person
Yeah.
and everything. So yeah,
You rock, Sharon. Oh my gosh, you rock so hard.
thank you.
We're gonna have an opportunity to rock in my Kick Up the Fun kickboxing challenge, Box and Burn, which is gonna start this coming Monday, April 28th. More on that to come in the announcements on the show. But Sharon, you take our kickboxing classes. Now, somebody watching this who might not be familiar is like, why in the world is this wheelchair user taking kickboxing classes? Fill us in.
I take kickboxing because boxing has always been one of my favorite exercises. I would say boxing and wacky jacks are up there pretty much right next to each other. But
To be
boxing,
continued on the Wacky Jacks, by the way.
yes, but boxing has always interested me because it's a full body, it's a full body workout. And I know that sounds funny coming from somebody who sits when they work out. Um, I don't tend to do a lot of the lower body when I'm taking your kickboxing classes. I convert whatever you're doing with your legs to something I can do with my arms. For
Right.
instance, when you're doing a front kick, I will usually do a back elbow strike or a side elbow strike.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I'll do like a combination of punches.
Right.
But I do, for those of you who are listening, I
And might be
have,
skeptical, maybe. Yeah.
yes, I have also added in, there are times where I will, especially not in kickboxing, but in other classes, I will add in lower body because it is important, even though I have spastic cerebral palsy and I should not work out with weights on my lower body because they will add to my spasticity.
Mhm.
The actual movement helps the spasticity and the joint mobility and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So Alexis and I actually, when I first started exercising again with the former platform, or it might have been after you became TNFT, I don't know. But I was doing some private training with Alexis, and we together developed a lower body regimen for myself. So you will hear yourself or Alexis or any of the teammates will hear you guys say, go between upper and lower. And you've also taught me to switch directions or planes of motion.
Right.
So I don't do everything. Like I used to, when I was participating in the 5Ks, my 5K used to be 55 minutes of pure wacky jacks, which is a killer to the
Mhm.
shoulders and the elbows. But now I know to, do ladder climbers, wacky jacks, which are both in the same plane of motion, but then
Right.
I will switch off between like a wacky jack or a ladder climber with a skater or a Jenga or something that goes side to side.
Yeah, I was just to say, for those who aren't familiar, ladder climbers and wacky jacks involve a lot of like this type
Yeah,
of movement. Skaters going side to
skaters and
side,
Jengas go side to
Jenga
side.
going side to
Yeah,
side. Yeah, so our bodies are meant twists as well, spinal rotation. And you know about all these things now because you're a trainer, right? So
it's true. And almost anything can be modified or
yes,
done in a different way.
yes,
It also just takes being able to think outside the box. Like now that I know what I know about anatomy and things like that, I can create, I can take an exercise that we're doing or that I've done, and I can make a completely new move with it and know that I'm hitting the muscle and and stuff like that.
that's
And
really cool to hear.
you
Yeah.
you have taught me both of you, but I have to say, because I was taking more of your classes, MB, because Alexis had stopped doing so many of the classes and she's more behind the scenes, you taught me the importance of time under tension. And and
Ah,
it's it's not about how many reps you can get done or anything like that. It's
exactly.
not about speed. It's more about time under tension. Or even when you're doing cardio, yes, you should move faster when you're doing cardio, but your
Right?
form is the most important thing. Because even if you're doing cardio and your form is not what it should be, your cardio isn't being as effective as you think it is. And
Right.
it can be very frustrating.
Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh. You are going to be such an amazing trainer. I can tell already just from this.
thank
I
you.
mean, from knowing you already and then finding out you were going to be a trainer and then to even just what you're communicating in this brief time we've had you on the show. By the way, Megan says hello. Wanted to say hi, Megan. Thanks for
Hello,
jumping in the
everybody.
chat. Yay. We need to move on, Sharon, but it's so refreshing and enlightening to have you here with us and to have another perspective for those of us who are not wheelchair users. So we thank you for your time. You're going
Let
to
me
hang
just
with
add
us for a while,
one
right?
more quick thing. Yes, but
Sure.
let me just add one more quick thing. For those of you that do not think that yoga is a complete exercise, it is. And for those of you who may have been like me, who think that you cannot do effective yoga seated, I am here to dispel that myth because
Awesome.
yoga has always been something I wanted to do, never thought I could, and now it is one of my favorite things to do. So,
Amazing.
yeah, there you
Yes.
go.
All right. Woo! Sharon Birn in the house. All right. Thank you. Hang with us. We know you're going to have a lot more to say as we go here. We do have, in fact, we're going to get on to our mid-show stretch break, which is customarily, sometimes it's done on feet, sometimes it's done on the floor. This one's going to be done seated today in honor of Sharon being with us. So we are going to bring, I believe this is Sherry up in here on the video, and we're going to do a little seated cat cow. Now, you saw me dancing at the beginning of the show in my seat, right? I do that every time we open the show. It's possible to get some exercise when you're seated, believe me. And then Alexis is calling up the video. Here we go. Okay, here is Sherry. So cat cow you'll often see it done on all fours on the floor, but this is a seated version. And you'll see Sherry has a brace on her leg in this video because not long before this, she had a fracture and she was recovering from that. So Sherry had a lot of seated exercise as well. Alexis, do you want to jump in here and describe what's going on in the seated cat cow?
Sure. I mean, the other thing just to say with that is that I don't remember the exact statistic, but it's over 90% of people will be disabled in some way at some point of their life. So I just
Yeah.
feel like it's if you think that working out seated is not for you, it might be someday. Just say.
I
All
have a
right.
training client as well who I've been training for a long time, and he had a lower extremity injury, and he tried to cancel his sessions. Like the rest of your work's done it. So,
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
and he has been amazed at how much I can whoop his you know what while he's seated in a chair. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, there you go.
Yep, totally. Okay, cat cow is really about spinal flexion and extension.
Do it with
So,
us, please, if you're watching.
yeah, I can see Sharon doing it right now. I'm gonna spotlight her too so you can see.
Yay!
All right, so you arch your back and look up, and you round your spine and look in. Now, there's a couple things I want to say with this. One is tie your breath to your movement.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to, when the chest is forward, inhale,
Yep.
and when the chest is backward, exhale. You could certainly do it the other way, but that is the traditional way to do this.
My
Now, the
wisdom
other,
on that is when your lungs are more expanded, they're at full capacity, you can take in more oxygen that way. So
oh, for
why
sure.
not take advantage of that, right?
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
there's, you could make it so that maybe you want to expand into your back body with your breath or something, like feel free, just tie your breath to your movement.
Yeah.
The other piece with this is that it's not just about your spine, it's actually also about your hips. So most
Yeah.
people are probably just thinking about arching and rounding your back, which is what's happening. And when you roll your hips forward in the arched position and roll your hips back in the rounded position, so that actually facilitates your spine going into extension and flexion back and
There
forth.
you go. All right. Sharon, I know you've done your share of seated cat cow as well. Thoughts?
Can I just jump in and say
Yeah.
that cat cow is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, yoga move. It
Yay.
is I do it multiple times throughout a day. It is for those of us that are seated, I find it to be really helpful in the sense of because you're, extending your back when you're looking up and and then you're rounding forward. It it is so relieving.
Yeah, yeah. One
So
note
yeah,
I would
it's
give for anybody who does cat cow in any position, by the way, be nice to your neck. So when I'm going to turn sideways, and if you're rounding your chest forward and you're craning your neck like that, might not be the best thing for your neck to do this. So you want to keep it relatively neutral. A small arc
yeah,
is okay, but you don't want to be craning your neck into an uncomfortable position because that's your cervical spine in there. That can be very sensitive. You can do some damage that you don't intend to. So be nice to your neck.
even when I keep my neck at a neutral, like I don't go all the way back, I find it
Yeah,
really uncomfortable.
yeah.
Even when I keep if I just keep my neck to neutral and then just bring it forward, it's such like you can really feel the extension when you go into the extension. And for
Yeah.
those of us that sit, it's a beautiful thing.
There you go. Exactly. All right. So that I hope you took advantage of that. Those of you who are watching us, whether you're with us live or on the recorded version, get some movement into you. All right. We got the move of the week now. It is a favorite around here, and Sharon alluded to it earlier. We're going to actually have me on the video doing the standing on the feet version of everybody's favorite Wacky Jacks. And so this is a wacky jack. So you will notice I am marching. This is a low impact wacky jack. You're absolutely welcome to jog into this and make it, if you're on your feet, less low impact. If that's if that's your jam, feel free. I like to call this goalpost arms, hands in the air like you just don't care, and rib cage to hip bone as you crunch side to side. So you're getting some oblique work, and you can put any spin on this you want to. And whenever I have wacky jacks in a challenge class, for example, I always, for those of our teammates who have their cameras on, I have a little wacky jack competition. Sharon has been a part of many of those wacky jack competitions, has won many of those wacky jack competitions. I'm the judge, by the way, because I'm the only one who can see everybody. But Sharon, can you demonstrate the seated wacky jack for us? Would that be okay? Because this is a treat.
Sure.
All right, let's
Okay.
play. I'm gonna beatbox the theme music. All right.
I gotta lock my chair though, otherwise I'm
Okay,
going all
do
over
your
the
thing. There's Sharon's Wacky Jacks. Isn't that awesome? Woo!
Woo! Come on,
place. Has
Sharon.
learned to pace herself though.
Exactly. Yes. So anytime your arms go overhead, you're automatically getting bonus cardio because your heart has to work harder to pump the blood up there. So that's a tip. If you're doing a cardio exercise and your arms are down below your shoulders, for example, it's like, I could bump this up a little higher, but I don't want to go faster. Get your arms over your head. Sharon knows that does the trick, right? So, Aaron's in the chat. Aaron says, I love Wacky Jacks, and no doubt they're a workout for sure. And they're just flipping fun. I have people put on costumes and use props, and it's just like, it gets really out there sometimes, and it's so much flipping fun. So thank you, Wacky Jack crew, and thank you, Sharon, for demoing that one for us. That was fun. Okay, can we segue into our announcements? Because we got a lot, and one of them is like, a couple of them are imminent, actually, very timely. So this is the one that is most near and dear to my heart because this is my next challenge. Kick up the fun, box and burn. This is cardio kickboxing. You need no equipment. You need no prior kickboxing experience. You can be in a seated position, as Sharon has already attested to. And this is going to start this coming Monday, April 28th. And the classes are going to be live with me Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. And 25-minute classes, all of them. If you join at one of our premium levels of this challenge, you get some added perks. You get some swag included. You get the access to the weekly bonus Saved by the Stretch classes. This time around, since I am not actively teaching on Saturdays anymore, when we used to have these classes, is going to be tucked in right after Friday's punch, kick, and lift class. So you can take that class and then slide in and get your cool down stretch right after that. So pretty sweet. Everybody's welcome to join this. This is so much fun. It is a great workout. It is a blast, and it helps you bust out some stress too. And if you come into class, Sharon's nodding exuberantly on this one. Sharon's like, I got stress. I need to bust. So come bust some stress with us and work your body as well and have a great time doing it and laugh a lot. So you can head to thenextfitnessthing.com/box and burn. That's box A-N-D, Birn, spelled out. And if you cannot make it live, of course, the classes will be recorded in our replay library for you to catch later. So don't worry if you miss a class, you always have the opportunity to catch up on it. And Alexis and or Sharon, anything else to say about Kick Up the Fun that I missed?
Yeah,
with my own challenge?
I would just like to add that when I first was thinking about doing this challenge, like many of the other challenges, like the walking challenges, I really thought, like, what am I doing? But I'm here to say that you can do this seated, you can do the walking challenge seated. And for anybody out there who's either injured right now and needs to sit or just needs to sit because that's what you need to do, whether you're like me or for another reason, if you're considering taking this challenge, I encourage you to do so. And I will happily, seriously, along with MB, help you learn ways that you can modify what you're doing. It's one of the best workouts you're ever going to get, and it's so much fun.
You're a sweetheart, Sharon. Thank you so much for that vote of support. Appreciate that. And then next thing we have to announce, announcement-wise, this tomorrow, in fact, as we're live, we have our next TNFT community event, which is free and open to everybody, as we do with all of our community events, not just the April one, but all of them. Alexis, this is yours. The Earth Day Eco Walk is always a fun event. This is in honor of Earth Day. Officially, it was this past Tuesday, April 22nd, but we're going to have our celebration tomorrow as we're live, Saturday, April 26th, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Alexis, why should people show up for the Earth Day Eco Walk, aside from the fact that you're going to make it fun?
I mean, this is my favorite event we do the whole year. I love this one. We extended to 40 minutes to make it extra because by popular demand, honestly, is why. And it's just so much fun to have a goal besides just your fitness. So the fitness happens, and at the same time, you go out with the trash bag and the gloves. Definitely have gloves. Definitely,
yes, please have gloves.
And you end up finding surprising things, and it's really a blast just to see what everybody finds, to see what you find. It's kind of like a treasure hunt at the same time. You know, where you don't have to actually add any clutter to your house. You throw it away at the end and you're doing something nice for the earth. It's great.
Yeah. So in the nextfitnessthing.com/Earth Day, if you're not yet a TNFT teammate yet, I said again, because come on, join us. And you're going to want to join us for this one. So just head to that website and that URL, and we will get you set up in the app. And this is free and open to everybody. You do not need to pay to join us for this one, and help out the planet. How about it? All right. And if you are seated, they have those grippy things with like the pincers on them. Sharon is nodding. Yep. So you can help us pick up trash and clean the planet as well.
You can use your reacher.
There you
to
go.
help you can pick up trash with your reacher.
Exactly. Right. So there you go. Okay. The next thing on the agenda, we've got a big weekend here. Sunday, April 27th, Anna is back with the April edition of TNFT's Walking Book Club. And again, you do not have to be walking. You could be seated for this one too, for sure. But it's all about reading a book and then discussing it with your fellow teammates. And this is a 40-minute class as well, by popular demand from the team. So it used to be 25. It's like, this is way too short. We need more time. So your wish was our demands, our command rather. So Nora Roberts, or either one. Nora Roberts' Inheritance is the book selection for the month. Last call if you have not finished yet, then you are welcome to join the walk or the class, even if you've not read or finished the book. Just know there will be spoilers. So spoiler alert going out. If you need any more info, book selections, future dates, etc., they're on the URL on your screen. thenextfitnessthing.com/book club. And then we will do it all again in May and June. June is when Alexis is going to guest host, by the way. So that's going to be good times. And then next up after that, the following weekend, it is our May the 4th Be With You 5K final events, plural, because we have one on Saturday, May the 3rd, with me hosting, making my Saturday cameo appearance for the 5K. And then Sunday, our lovely trainer Kathy is going to be holding down the fort, and that is going to be 8 a.m. Pacific time both days for that one. That's a little earlier than usual for the Saturday crew, by design, so more peeps can get their 5K in and get it done and dusted and then off for their weekend. You can still join the event only, even if you've not been with us for our 4-week training program to this point. You can jump in and do this. It's a 55-minute class. It is no pressure. You are gonna go at whatever cardio version works best for you. Walking, running, jogging, seated, whatever, it's all good. And then at the end of it, you get to celebrate with an event bib with your number on it, your unique number, and a 5K finishers medal as well. So you get tangible proof that you showed up and did your thing. And it's great when everybody joins in and starts cheering everybody on. If you've done a 5K virtually before and you're just like, well, that's it, I just did it and it's done. This is like, no, it's a totally different experience here with the Next Fitness Thing. So check it out at thenextfitnessthing.com/May the 4th. That's May the number 4, TH as on your screen. And moving on in the announcements, we're nearly done. The May the 4th be swag. Let's get back there. Let's not skip over this. This is our pullover hoodie. We always come up with an item of merch for each of the challenges. Oh, by the way, really quickly, the Kick Up the Fun merch is really sweet too. We'll tell you more about that in days to come. But this is the hoodie, the pullover hoodie for the May the 4th Be With You 5K. 2025 edition. Collect them all, as we like to say. We know we got a lot of swag collectors. Erin, who's with us, looking at you. Erin is our model, by the way. Erin, every time she gets a piece of swag, she's like, hey, I got my swag, and models it for everybody. It's the best.
We love it.
Yeah, you can get that at merch.thenextfitnessthing.com. And 2025 Collector's Edition. There you go. All right. And do we have the AMA walk? We wanted to remind you about that. Or do we have that, or do we not have that?
We could do it.
We can do it. Okay, I thought I saw it in there. So AMA Walk is our, we try to do this once a week. So we're going to do, whenever we get a new one, we pop it in there for you every Sunday. It goes into our replay library. And you find out a little bit about a different TNFT team leader or trainer, or sometimes the peeps behind the scenes, like our Chief Technical Officer, Kevin. And it's always fun to learn about everybody. So come check that out. Those are 15-minute walks you can take anytime you like. And again, all cardio levels are welcome. And then I think that's it for the announcements. That's a lot, but we got some Freebie Friday up in here coming up next. So as we mentioned earlier, get to commenting on our videos. And every time you comment on one of our videos, it can be this show, it could be one of our shorts. There's some very cool shorts in there having to do with my Kick Up the Fun program, so check them out. And we take your comment, we take your name, and then we put it on the wheel, and then we spin the wheel and find out who wins the weekly prize. Alexis has the wheel ready to rock. And let's spin the thing. And I got to make some noise. And I changed it up this week. All right. Our winner is Daniela. Oh my gosh, Daniela has been a guest on the show before as well. So, hey, Daniela, congratulations. Happy, joy, joy. We will get you information about how to redeem your prize very, very soon. All right. We do want to close it out with our seasonal food this time around. We like to bring you ideas to zhuzh up your nutrition a little bit and find different ways to get all the healthy things in you. And springtime is leeks time. So I got to tell you, my hubs, he's a great cook, by the way, but every time he does a recipe with leeks, which is the food we're talking about this time, he has to make his dad joke. Is like, when he's starting the recipe, he's like, first you take a leek. And I'm like, dude, really, every single time? So, I married him, so that's on me. But anyway, he's always full of the dad jokes. We have no kids, but he's full of the dad jokes and other things too. But leeks are an amazing addition. They're from the onion family. They have kind of a mild onion flavor. There's a culinary tip that I pass along as a foodie myself, that to get the most out of the leeks, cleaning them, which is very important to clean them because they have lots of layers that overlap each other and dirt can get trapped in there as they grow. You need to cut up the leeks and then put them in a bowl of water and swoosh them around. So that way all the dirt and sediment will sink down to the bottom of the bowl. And then you pull out nice clean leeks, so you don't have to worry about any dirt. And they are amazing in many different ways. I was watching an episode of, if anybody here is into America's Test Kitchen, The Next Generation, which is a reality competition show, there was a guy making caramelized leeks on the episode that I watched last night. And that looks so amazing. They're all brown and caramelized and yum. And I need to find that recipe and make them because dang, that looks good. So you can use them in place of onions. If you're not a fan of onions because they're a little too strong, the leeks are a little on the milder side. And I just wanted to spot them this week because they're very, very yummy, especially in the springtime when they're in season and in
I'm
season
glad you
food.
told us about the washing them. I've never cooked a leek.
Okay.
Unless I don't know. I feel like
It seems a little
never even
intimidating,
thought of
maybe,
it.
but yeah, it's really not. It's really not. So yeah, so get your leeks, take a leak, and do your thing.
Take a leak.
Steve, that's for you. Okay.
I appreciate it, Steve. It's
All
a
right.
good one.
That I think that brings us to the end of the show, and let's spotlight Sharon again one more time before we part ways. Sharon, congratulations on becoming a certified personal trainer, the latest of our TNFT teammates to take that leap. And it means a lot to us that we have apparently been able to inspire you enough to feel confident taking that leap. And we have supported you all the way, and it's going to come back. And I cannot wait to see what you bring, Sharon, to your training expertise to us. All right.
Oh, I thank you all for your support, trainers and teammates alike.
Yeah.
And I just look forward to paying it forward and bringing it back to TNFT and all the teammates and trainers alike as well. So thanks.
Stand by for news, team. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you to Alexis, of course, for holding down the thing and making everything run, and for just being the heart of this whole operation here, because we wouldn't be here without you. Thank you to everybody who joined us live. Appreciate your time. Thank you, everybody who checked out the recording. Appreciate your time, too. If you haven't, this is your last time to throw us a like. Please do before we get off the air, and then, or stream, get off the stream, I should say. That was an old radio thing, get off the air. It's just like, woo, old habits die hard. I was a DJ beforehand, for those of you who don't know. Then please share and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Please do that. That helps us a lot. Watch our videos so we can up our viewing time, and that's going to help us as well. All right, are we ready to play it out?
Ready.
All right, let's do it. Cue up the music so I don't have to beatbox it this time. All right.